This is the Mariners POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Seattle Mariners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Big yikes. Big yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Their Mariners get absolutely shellacked 9-0 in Game 2 of the Washington National Series. Anderson Hirst with you, Christopher Crawford to my left. My wife was asking me, so are the Mariners just playing bad or is the Washington Nationals good? So Christopher Crawford, I'm going to ask you the same question. Did the Mariners play just awful today or are the Washington Nationals good? I think I know the answer to this one.
You know what? That's a really actually good question. And that's why she is your better half and it's not even close. I think it's more that the Mariners played like garbage than the Washington Nationals played well, if I'm being completely honest with you. Now, give some credit to some guys. Trevor Williams had easily his best start, darning with faint praise to be sure. Give some credit to James Wood, who is just a absolute behemoth of a human being and is going to give lots of teams trouble. Thought he got another one, by the way, later in that game as well. He's just such a strong dude, playing very well. The Juan Soto trade will be one that'll be visited for a very long time.
Which one?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, but the national one, the very first one, they got some good pieces in that deal for sure, and we saw a few of them today. I think it's more that the Mariners played bad, though, and it's so disappointing because I've seen this movie a lot of times as a guy who has had to recap games for a long time. So many times you will think, oh, what a complete game. What a great, awesome win that is just followed by a complete egg. And by egg, you know, I mean something else that's coming out of there. It was just an awful performance. The pitching was bad. The hitting was bad. There were some defensive blunders late in the game that, you know, it was too late for it to really matter, but it just, you know, I think you titled this video perfectly. They didn't show up today.
Yeah. It's like there's different emotions that can be evoked from a bad loss. Like the game on Sunday that you left me for, I was angry. I was ticked off with that one. I was yelling at my screen, why about so many things. This one, I'm just dejected. Like, oh my God, this is just, I don't understand it. From JM's here, it's like every other game they can't hit. That's kind of what I was thinking too. It feels like they're incredibly inconsistent right now. They have a good game like they did yesterday, and then they have one where literally no one can take a good at bat. I don't understand why it's so hit and miss with these guys.
Yeah, and look, this wasn't the ballpark. This wasn't some great efforts, and I'll be brutally honest with you. The good luck that the Mariners got from the Logan Evans, the Washington Nationals got that same thing tonight with Trevor Williams. There were some line drives that just went right into gloves, just straight right into gloves. And I don't want to make excuses because the offense wasn't good enough. There wasn't enough hard contact for me to just say, oh, you were just super unlucky. When you get shut out, you're a bad offense. I'm sorry. There's no excuse. There's no ballpark. There's no wind. There's definitely no marine layer. The ball was carrying like crazy.
Warm tonight. It was warm.
Yeah, that very first home run from Luis Garcia, I didn't think had a chance in Hades of leaving the ballpark. I looked down for a second. I was like, well, he's going to be standing at second base. No, that ball got out. I think the announcers were just as surprised as we were, to be honest with you. No, the ball was traveling fine today. The Mariners certainly had some hard contact, and you look at it too, I think they struck out twice in this entire game. That's what I saw they struck out 4 times because the Lord struck them out 2 times as well. You've got the Lord and you've got Zimperski pitching again against the Seattle Mariners, and none of it going well. This was just a really poor effort, and it's disappointing after such a great effort the night before. A complete team effort where you saw your superstars play well, you saw your 7th starter pitch exceptionally well, you played some great defensive plays, and like the exact inverse happens a night later. That's really frustrating.
Yeah, we're going to go over today a big quick rundown here. We're going to ask about if it's time to worry about George Kirby. We're going to try and tell you what happened with this offense. I don't really know if I can explain it. And then we're going to also try and find an unsung hero here. I don't know if there's going to be one. Maybe we go unsung villain in this one, but I'm already seeing it in the comments, and I knew this would happen. Bring back Logan Evans. Send George Kirby back down. He doesn't look right.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what's your worry meter about George Kirby, and do you think it was the right move to get rid of Logan Evans after such a good performance?
Yeah. So my worry meter for the long term is still like 0, pretty close to it. My worry meter for the next 2 or 3 starts is probably at like a 6 or a 7, and unfortunately, you just got to deal with it. Like because you're not going to be able to put George Kirby back on the injured list, and George Kirby wasn't going to let the Seattle Mariners keep him on the injured list. They would have had to transfer him to the 60-day injured list, and they weren't going to do that. That certainly wasn't going to happen. I am worried because the command just isn't even close to good enough right now.
It's nothing compared to what we've seen.
Right. And that's the thing. It's not just bad, though, for George Kirby. It's bad for George Jetson. Like these are middle pitches right now that are just right down the plate. And you can't do that against lineups like this. And by lineups like this, I just mean major league lineups. Like they're going to, and where Logan Evans took advantage of this lineup, the Nationals took advantage of George Kirby not having his command, because
it's a good way to put it.
And they are going to swing at pitches that are middle. And so much of George Kirby's pitches were middle. Now, the positive, I think the stuff has looked fine in both of these starts.
Okay.
The fastball velocity has been good. There have been some really nice sliders. The change has a little bit more shape than I have seen him have before. I think he tinkered on that pitch a little bit. I think the stuff is just fine. So if we're talking about, well, the one thing George Kirby has to improve is command. Come on. Like, I get the frustration. And I also understand that when you see something like this happen, and then you see Logan Evans throw 8 innings of 1-run baseball, you go
against the same team.
Against the exact same team, against the exact same lineup.
Yeah.
The exact same lineup. So I get the frustration. I'm not going to even kind of say that George Kirby was good tonight, because obviously he wasn't. The first inning was okay. I think there were a couple other innings that were fine, but there was just signs throughout that he was just not able to locate where he wanted to locate. And George Kirby is a guy who relies on command. His stuff is good. It's mid-rotation stuff. It is upper echelon command and upper echelon control. Well, the control was fine tonight for the most part. The command wasn't. And to say it wasn't, if we're talking on the 20/80 scale, we're talking about 30 grade command, and that's just not going to work against any Major League Baseball team, especially free swingers like these ones.
Yeah, it's just... At what point can injuries like these, the one that he had in his shoulder, can they affect someone's ability, whether it's command stuff, any of that in the long term? Because I'm worried, like, is this just who he is now after his injury? I really hope it's not, but like also we have to remember this is still probably, in terms of a pitcher ramping up for a season, we're still looking at like spring training, late spring training for him right now.
100%, because you're hoping to get George Kirby spring training 4 or 5 appearances, right? Something along those lines and build up. Well, this was appearance number 5, right? He had made 3 rehab starts, and you cannot simulate facing Major League pitching. Like, remember George Kirby's first start against, I believe it was the Guardians. It may have been his second start where he got absolutely shellacked.
Last year.
Sometimes it just takes some time. George Kirby's stuff and track record is too good for me to be going to Ruh-roh right now. The Ruh-roh with George Jetson. That's kind of funny. Funny is definitely, your mileage may vary there, but I just don't have any long-term concerns. But these next couple, you better score some runs. You better be able to score some runs. And so far, the Mariners have given George Kirby 2 runs in his 2 starts.
Yeah. Well, now you mentioned this before the top of the show, and I didn't think this would be possible, but now the Nationals are actually outscoring you in this series.
Hold on real quick. It's Astro 2, Richard. I know Rutro is mostly George, or excuse me, Scooby-Doo, but Rutro is also Astro. I'm a very old man. Don't come in here and test my Hanna-Barbera knowledge. Come on, Richard.
Yeah. So what about offense? Because we're getting a lot of, worrying signs from, I don't want to say like a long period of time, but we got JP's kind of in a funk right now. Randy has not looked like himself for the past, 2-3 weeks at least now. So God, that's almost worse. Like, okay, if you have George Kirby coming off an injury, he gets a little hit around against this lineup, fine. Like, I almost think it's worse that this offense couldn't do anything against Trevor Williams. Has his first quality start of this year, and it made it look like cake. Like, oh my, how does that happen?
They were way too aggressive tonight. And I understand there's a bunch of stats that say that when the Seattle Mariners have been aggressive this year, they've been really, really good. But there is a thin line between being assertive aggressive and just being aggressive to the point of incompetence. And what they were today was aggressive to the point of incompetence. There were just too many times where they didn't make him work. Like, he threw something like 70 pitches over those 6 innings. And sure, not a lot of swing and miss, and that's great.
Like you said, it's the same thing as Logan Evans yesterday.
Exactly. It's a very similar start. Very similar. I thought that maybe Evans' command was a little bit better, but we also had to see Evans throw a few more pitches, 88 through his 8 innings. No, it was just a bad offensive effort and way too aggressive, reckless. My buddy Brian puts it perfectly. They were reckless tonight. And if that's what the game plan was tonight, I get it to a point. But after a while, you have to say, okay, these aren't falling. We've got to start making this guy work a little bit more. And look, Trevor Williams last year was outstanding until he got hurt, and he was probably due for a better start. And I will again point out, a lot of hard contact that just wasn't rewarded tonight. Jorge Polanco in particular had a couple of hard contacted balls that just, found gloves. And it's frustrating, but at least, if they're going to talk about a positive, that was the best offensive effort I think I've seen from Jorge Polanco in a while. The fact that he was actually making hard contact, we want to see results with it, of course, but hard contact is good. And it's just frustrating to see the hard contact not getting rewarded, but also you didn't deserve to be rewarded with how reckless you were. That was a perfect way to put it, Brian. You're a sharp cookie.
Yeah. So just not a good night overall. There wasn't really a fast of the game where the Mariners came in and did what they needed to do. Bad starting pitching, bad relief pitching. Again, you're not using your ace guys. I understand that, but no offense whatsoever. They get absolutely dominated by a meh to below meh Washington Nationals team. And now you're putting yourself in a situation where you need to go win tomorrow's game. I don't like putting must-win tags like so often because I feel like I've been saying that a lot. But you got to win these series, man.
You have to win these series. You have to win series at home. You have to win series against mediocre to below average offenses. You have to do all that stuff. That there's a reason why baseball's 162 game series is because you have to get things done over those 162. And one of those things you have to do is you have to win series against mediocre baseball teams. And this is a very mediocre baseball team. Now the Mariners made them look like juggernauts tonight. And there are talented players. Every major league team, sans Colorado, has plenty of major league players, but you got to win these games.
Yep. So Mariners dropped this one 9-0 against the Nationals. Let us know your shout for unsung hero or unsung villain if you want to go the negative route. But let's talk a little bit about some Monarch money before we get to that.
I like money.
I like money too. If you ever check your bank account and wonder where did all my money go, but between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances.
Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, your investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. The convenience of it is the big thing for me. Just the fact that instead of having to go through like 20 windows, like Anders and I both have like 30 windows open at any time because we have to get all our game notes and stuff like that. Sure would be nice to have something like Monarch Money to just put it all in one convenient place. And oh, by the way, saving money at the same time, that sounds like a win-win to me.
And not just saving money because of the product, but take control of your finances with Monarch Money. You can use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. So you're saving money on the actual service as well. So that's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. All right, dud games are not fun to break down, but you guys coming and hanging out with us is huge. I really appreciate you guys. You've been my therapy, kind of just talking it all out in my mind. I was a little dejected after having to watch every single out of this game. Just not fun to watch whatsoever. Packers fan 12, by the way, I'm a diehard Mariners fan. Thank you for being a diehard Mariners fan. Represent. I don't know if you're based in Seattle or if you're based in Milwaukee or somewhere else, but we love Mariners fans wherever you guys come from, wherever you are staying now. All right. So for me, I'm going to go Blas Castano, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Major League debut, gets through 3 innings. Obviously gave up the home run, a couple other hits as well, but just Major League debut. Well done. Way to get to that point. I don't know if you guys saw him call his mom and tell him, though, he's getting called up to the show. That was a really cool moment for him. That's always, those never get old, man. And hey, you made it so we didn't have to use that many reliever arms today. So congratulations for making your appearance. It sucks that it came in this game, but we'll take it.
So my unsung hero is going to be Jackson and my buddy 82%. I made a joke on Blue Sky. Do you guys prefer Jackson Co. F War or Jackson Co. B War? Because, it's I'm just really, really funny. But congrats to him, man. Like, not his MLB debut, but the fact that he was able to come back after basically a year and a half of not being able to do anything. And I thought he looked pretty solid. The stuff has never been a question with Jackson Kowar, like electric stuff. The ability to know where the heck that stuff is going has not been in Jackson Kowar's profile since he graduated. Well, he didn't graduate. Maybe he went back to school, but he was at Vanderbilt. Good school, by the way. Pretty tough one to get into. But yeah, I thought it was really cool to see him back on the mound, and I think he has a chance to be someone who sticks around a little while.
Okay.
But honestly, your answer is a better one because he's literally saving your bullpen.
Yeah.
The fact that you didn't have to use anybody to use the way kids talk about stuff. Good luck speaking Tacoma, buddy, with the Adam Silver name in the background, because there is zero chance that Blas Castano is still on that roster tomorrow.
I got to shout him out before he's off.
Heck yeah. And so congrats to you. I hope you cut off that orange jersey and hang it somewhere, because I had a bunch of people asking me what was going on there. I joked that it was mom spaghetti, that he was too nervous, but
that's funny.
No, it's just something to keep the arm warm.
Hey, while we're talking about not using relievers, this is now, I think, 4 straight days of not using Andres Munoz.
Wow.
I wonder if we should have used him on Sunday. I know we're only supposed to react to this game, but I had to throw that in there.
No,
I'm still ticked off about it. Imagine how much better we're feeling if we split that series. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I had to say, like, just, God, I hate that sort of thinking. I can't stand it. All right. Really appreciate you guys. As I mentioned earlier, these games can sometimes suck to think about, to talk about, to watch every 9 innings of. But doing it with this community is awesome. You guys can catch any part of the audio if you missed it on any sort of podcast platform you use. You can go back in the YouTube link and watch us from the beginning. Make sure to do so if you missed any part of today's postcast. Be sure to catch Ty and Colby tomorrow on Locked On Mariners. They're going to give a little bit bigger of a deep dive, and they have something pretty dang special tomorrow.
They do.
Because Mina Kimes from ESPN, known Mariners fan, is joining their show. That's an awesome interview. I've had a little sneak peek of it myself, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. So please make sure to tune in because it's a really, really good one.
The best in the business, and I'm also talking about Ty and Colby with that one as well as Mina Kimes. But Mina is so good, and I cannot. I saw the same snippet that Anders did, and it was incredible. So please check that one out. Please make sure you hit like on this video. Please make sure you're subscribed. Checking us out on Spotify and all that stuff. But especially, please check out that video because Mina costs a lot of money. And we need to make sure that we can keep doing these, man. Like it was 65, 70, something like that. Yeah. 65, 70.
Oh, geez. You went there.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? If I was Mina Kimes, that's how much I would be charging because I am that gosh dang good and guarantee viewers for yourself. So, by the way, somebody asking here about how long can we wait on Ben Williamson. I actually think Ben Williamson's looked pretty darn good over the last few games. The power's not there, but he's hitting the ball to the opposite field, and the defense still looks really good. I just don't think. Sure, you're looking to upgrade at third base at some point, this summer, but I think Ben Williamson is pretty low in my humble estimation in terms of problems for the Seattle Mariners.
He wouldn't be number one for me, but I wouldn't say it's low. I'd say he's third base is definitely a position I'm looking to get because I need some offense from that, and it's
if you make me watch Jorge Polanco field the baseball, I will come for you, dude. Because
I'm not saying that you have a better option right now.
Yeah, well,
but I'm saying third base is a need moving forward.
Okay. I feel probably in the middle of what I said and what you said, if I'm being completely honest with you. But
you have to stand for him because no one else is right now.
I do think that Ben Williamson has been much more helper than hurter in 2025.
All right. Well, and I just want to mention one more time. It's been a while since we've done this. I try and just reset everything to make sure you guys know what's going on here. Maybe this is your first time tuning into us. Chris and I are Mariners postcast hosts on the Locked On Mariners podcast YouTube page. Don't worry, Ty and Colby are still a part of everything we're doing here. We're collaborating all together. It's Chris and I right after every Mariners game, but then Ty and Colby are your daily podcast. They kind of take a bigger view of things, maybe looking into what's going on with his offense recently. They'll probably take a deep dive into George Kirby's start tomorrow as well. But of course, the big thing tomorrow is talking to Mina Kimes, which is an awesome cool opportunity for them. So I'm pretty jealous, but also I'm going to go watch it myself. So I get to enjoy it as a listener and not have to worry about asking the right questions. So I'll leave that to the pros. You guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate everyone who listens to us every single day. It makes these tough games a lot easier, but we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Day off? Yeah. They do play tomorrow. Final game of the series. I don't know what I was thinking there. I guess I'm just thinking Thursday, maybe that normal day off, but whatever. Sure. Final game of the series. Let's go win the series. All right, let's put this one behind us. If they come out tomorrow, it kind of makes us forget the last one. So I think that's a good one. Any last words, Christopher Crawford?
I'm tired.
All right, me too. Make sure you don't talk at the end of the end card here, okay?
We'll see.